Anji is a small mountainous town near Hangzhou, my hometown. It's about 3 hour drive from Shanghai. Unlike the flat landscape of Shanghai, Anji is surrounded by mountains, rivers, and lakes. I love nature. Sometimes I feel as if I must have lived in the mountains in a past life. My parents bought a traditional 3 bedroom Chinese style home here for their retirement. My husband and I often bring our son, Eddie, to visit during non-public holidays because of its proximity to Shanghai, beautiful scenery, and affordable child-friendly activities. Chinese New Year, often known as the Spring Festival, falls on the first day of the Chinese lunar calendar, which ancient Chinese people used to optimize agricultural activities. The date shifts each year between January and February. In 2025, it falls on January the 29th. The Han people, who make up over 90% of China's population, traditionally relied on farming. While modern China follows the standard Gregorian calendar, the lunar calendar remains significant, not only for agricultural purpose, but also for marking seasonal changes and celebrating traditional festivals. In the past, when food scarcity was a real concern, the Spring Festival was a major event. It was one of the few times in a year when families could afford to eat meat and wear new clothes. Now, with over 800 million people lifted out of poverty, the festival has taken on a more symbolic meaning. Family reunions and passing down blessings from one generation to the next. Since I couldn't travel far from Shanghai due to my pregnancy, we stayed close to home instead of visiting extended family for a larger reunion. My mother's hometown is just 3 hours from Anji, so last Saturday we visited my grandmother, joined by my mother's siblings. She isn't used to being filmed, so I didn't record anything. But she gifted us free-range pork, chicken, beef, and homemade rice wine. My mother used the pork to make traditional steam buns for us. Eddie received 4 red envelopes, which contain what we call lucky money. This tradition symbolizes best wishes for children and also provides financial support for their growth. 2 days before Chinese New Year, we went to the largest market in Anji for last-minute grocery shopping. Since many farmers returned to their hometowns the next day, the market was packed with people. The vegetables, fruits, meat, and fish were all locally sourced. Anji is famous for its bamboo products. We were too early for spring bamboo shoots, which are great for stir frying, but we found some rounder, chewier winter bamboo shoots, which are usually cooked with meat. For the festival, we bought 2 types of local spring rolls, one with sweet red bean paste and another with a savory filling of shepherd's purse, a common vegetable in the region, and minced dried tofu. These will be deep fried on New Year's Eve as a festive treat. Eddie was looking for roasted chestnuts, which he had seen on our last visit, but they were already sold out. Instead, we found a snack shop where staff was slicing freshly made sesame candy, a traditional treat in this region. Eddie agreed to swap chestnuts for the sesame candy. I also waited a long time for sugarcane to be chopped into small pieces. As there was only one store selling it that day, Eddie was fascinated by the shop owner's chopping skills. After shopping, my father was still waiting in line at the car wash, with temperatures below freezing. He didn't want to wash the car at home. Surprisingly, the queue for the car wash was even longer than the one for sugarcane. Chinese New Year's Eve is the most important part of the celebration, similar to Christmas Eve. I did some simple paper cutting in the shape of lanterns, while Eddie colored a snake illustration in the shape of Chinese character Fu, meaning blessing, happiness, and good luck. 2025 is the year of the snake, and while his father was assembling a height-adjustable desk, Eddie hummed a happy tune, probably one he learned at the nursery school. The highlight of New Year's Eve is the family dinner and fireworks at night. Since we were only 5 people, my mother prepared a meal featuring beef, chicken, fish, spring bamboo shoot, spring rolls, and rice cakes. A key tradition is lighting firecrackers before dinner, again on New Year's morning, and on the third day of the festival, before businesses reopen, and on the Lantern Festival, the 15th day of the lunar month. Rice cakes are a Zhejiang province specialty. On social media, people joke that Zhejiang families eat rice cakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner during Chinese New Year. Many families buy in bulk and store them in water buckets to keep them fresh until summer, as though at New Year's Eve dinner, and making sure there are leftovers. In Chinese, this practice is homophonic with the phrase for prosperity in the new year. After dinner, Eddie set off fireworks, which are only allowed in rural areas. Like every child, he loved it. Wishing you all a prosperous and joyful New Year. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week.